Hello everyone, welcome to Writing Quest. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about how to use my Storybook Master Novelist Notion template, but we're going to talk about how to use the outline view. We're going to go through it, kind of show things off. We've already done the dashboard and we've done the brainstorm view, so this is going to be about the outline view. So let's jump right in. Huzzah! Okay, so this is Storybook Master Novelist, and we are in the outline view. So we'll just kind of go over before what we had. We have the dashboard view here. And if you go to here, this is the brainstorming view. And then we have the outline views. Today we're going to be talking about the outline view. If you want to know more about the dashboard and brainstorm, if this is for one of the first videos you've seen, make sure to check those out. I'll have links in the description below. So in the outline view, anything that is on the dashboard that is under outline, so we have chapter outline and we have regular outline. So we're going to move project 2 over to outline. So it will show up. And if we go back to outline, now project 2 shows here. So again, this is all built around the 3-act story structure. So one of the things I'm working on is building a version of this where you can actually build your own plot structure, but currently it is built around the 3-act story structure. Obviously, you can change this if you want to, but that's where it is right now. So project 2 now shows up there. So again, if we go back here, if I were to change this to something else, synopsis, perhaps it disappears. And then if you go, you can either do one of two things. You can go to your dashboard and now it shows up under synopsis here. So you can move it back over to outline, or and then it shows back up there, or you can come down to the bottom and has this synced block. So this block shows up on every single page, and this will show you your projects and what status they are in. So if you came down here and this was outline, you could move this to chapter outline. It would show up in a different spot, but it's always there if you need it. So like 3 and 4 are under idea, then you have chapter outline. So we're gonna put this back under outline so it shows up where we want it to. Let's assume this has a name. Say it's project 2, so we'll just, make it a new book, and we'll actually call it book 2, just to make things very easy. And everything shows up in the side peek view most generally anywhere in the template. So like if you click on this, it's going to be your side peek, so you don't lose track of this main thing here. So this is kind of where you can, check on things, and we'll go into detail on what all that means later, but that's essentially everything will open in that side peek view, except for a few specific instances. So this is pretty much everything about this is designed to be a workflow. So your story structure is at the top, and then we go down into our chapter outlines. So this table is split up into Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. And my whole kind of purpose when designing this was that I wanted to, we're going to make this a little bigger so everyone can see just a titch better. My whole idea with designing this was that it was a workflow. So if you didn't really know where to start, this would just kind of walk you through the process. And so it breaks everything down into small, tiny chunks for you to work on. So when you first pop it into the outline under the story structure, you just have Act 1, and it pops up here, you fill it out. So you have status as outline, and then you fill out your text boxes here: hook, inciting incident, build up, first plot point, and first pinch point. Those are the main beats of the Act 1. And so all you have to do is work through that. So you work through your hook. So this is the beginning of the story. And then you come over here, and this is where something happens. Build up is tension is happening. Oh no, something else happened. And then we'll go into the first pinch point, which is this a bad guy or not? I don't know, just making it up. So again, you just go through and you have these few things to do, and everything that you put in here ends up where you need it to be at the end. And so all these databases are interlinked and interconnected. And so as you put these in, once you get all the way down to your right section here, it will collect all of this data for you. Again, everything that you create in these will show up there. And so again, look down here on when we get to your chapter outlines in this completed outline section, everything that I typed up here shows up here. And so this is project 1. So when we move this over to chapter outline, now this one shows up and it's right there. So let's continue on. So when you go into Act 2, once you finish Act 1, you can go to Act 2. And then you have these 4 points: pre, midpoint, reactionary hero, game-changing midpoint, post-midpoint hero, and the second pinch point. Fill that out, and that's all it is. Then you go to Act 3, and you can do the same thing for the rest of it, where you have the supposed victory, disaster, dark moment, aha moment, climactic confrontation, victory, and the resolution. Once you have all those things filled out, again, as I showed you before, you just go to chapter outline, and it moves down here. And so as you can see, this is kind of put into 2 sections. You have the story structure here, and then you have the chapter outlines. So this is where you kind of do the big overview in story structure of the entire book. And then chapter outlines is where you start actually breaking those individual pieces down into individual chapters. And so for reference up here, let's move this one out just for making it a little easier. So this is what we just finished, book 2. So anything you did from the ideas and notes and the synopsis from the brainstorm section will show up here. So this is an idea. This is the synopsis. Okay, so book 2 shows up here. This is where any of your ideas and notes, this is where you have a synopsis, and then everything that you put in from the entire outline will show up here, and it's all in order: hook, inciting incident, build up. We didn't fill anything out for the Act 2 and Act 3, but theoretically those would all be there. And so this table here is for reference while you work on your chapter outline. So first thing we're going to have to do here, we're going to hide this one because we're not working on that, is click your add a group, and then we're going to do book 2, which is the one we're working on. So this is where you start building out your chapters. So we have the brainstorm part and we have the outline part, and it's pretty much straightforward. So you have a couple things: name, status, story structure, and then your manuscripts. This is where you attach this chapter to a manuscript for later when we get to the writing section. The ideas and notes, point of view character, supporting characters, regions, cities, towns, and villages, buildings, cultures, groups, items. These are the world building items to keep track of what is in each scene. And if you put anything in here as you're brainstorming, so again, I've said this many times, but I'm going to keep saying it because I think it's just such of a big feature of this whole template. When you put anything in the world building sections, so like supporting characters, regions, cities, towns, anything in here, whether you do it on the dashboard, whether you do it at this part, if you do it in the brainstorming section, anywhere, it shows up in the world building section for later. And so even if you didn't create something in the brainstorming section, but then you create it here, it still shows up in the same place. So let's create a couple chapters. So and I think of chapters as scenes. So you can break this up. You could do this a little differently. But for me, I always think of each chapter is just its own thing, and then there's scenes within that. So we'll talk through that. So let's do chapter 1. And again, you don't really have to name these anything because chapter 2, chapter 3. And so these are some ideas I have for chapters. Say you don't even have them in order. Say you just have main character is in trouble. You don't have to name it chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. You can just name it whatever the idea of the scene is, okay? So that's not what's important. What's important is that you have it there. And then status is set to brainstorming, which we'll come back to this. If it's under brainstorming, it shows up here. If you put it under outline, it shows up here. Pretty straightforward there. So this is where it gets kind of fun, where you start putting it into the story structure. So based on what you have up here, whether it's your hook, inciting incident, build up, all that kind of stuff, you can attach it to that part of the story. So say main character's in trouble, we're going to put that as the inciting incident. And this will actually be in the build up. And we'll make this first plot point just to show it off. And then you can attach these to a manuscript. So let's call this book 2. Now, again, everything's connected. So even if you didn't have a manuscript created before, this will create that manuscript by doing this. So we're going to say new book 2 in manuscripts, and I'll show you where that shows up. And then now when I click this, that book 2 shows back up and is available. So we're going to do that. Ideas and notes. So now this is different than the ideas and notes from up here. So this is ideas and notes for the book because this is under book 2. This is ideas and notes for just this chapter. So, it's just a little bit different way of thinking about it, is that you have ideas and notes for both of those things. And so, again, another one of the updates that I am working on is a more robust notes feature that has its own notes database, and that you can attach those notes to any particular thing that you wanted to. So, so this is where you could just kind of write like, here's what should happen in this chapter. Okay. Main character is hanging from a cliff or something. I don't know. Main character's in trouble. That seems like something you'd be in trouble for. And then you can go down this to start filling out your metadata. So you're just thinking about that one thing at a time. So inciting incident is going to have characters one, apparently. We're going to make this one's going to be character 2, and this is your point of view character. We'll come back to character 1 there. Supporting characters, again, both of these are attached to the characters database, so anything you create here will show up there. So we'll kind of reverse it here just to show what it looks like. And again, if I want to create, character 3, no, I don't want to open that. Character 3, new. Character 4, new, so on. And again, all that will show, anything you put in here will show up in the other place, in the world building section. Region 1, we'll do region 2. So I just created a new region. So now when I go back here, I have that as an option as well. And you can attach as many as you want. You can just make it 1, whatever city it's going to be in. And this really, what this all helps you do is really make sure you connect where everything is in your story and everything that's going on. So I think it's a really awesome feature. So filling all that out, when you're done with this, is I would call the brainstorm section. This is kind of your metadata of the chapter. So this is just kind of the bones of like who's in the chapter, who's there, who's not there, where's it at, the who, what, when, where, why type of thing. And then when you come over to the outline, so right now there's nothing in the outline, but if we take this one, we're going to work on this one now. So this one's ready for outlining. We filled it all out. We'll move this over to outlining, and we'll also say chapter 2 is ready for outlining. So now when you come over to outlining, let's add our group in. It shows up there. And ta-da. And this sorts by your story structure. So when you're doing the brainstorming, it doesn't sort by that. You're just dragging things around. You're figuring out what works. Your brains, you're just kind of throwing it all out there. Once you move it to outline, it's going to sort it by story structure. That's the first sort here, story structure. And then if you ever want to go back to see the other stuff, you can always just switch it back to brainstorm if you want to go back and, change anything or update anything there. This is where it gets really fun. So as we did up here with the story structure, where you go through each of the little text boxes and you can fill out the parts of the story, this is what I call scenes. So we have the chapter, but then we have the setup, tension, crossroads, decision, and outcome. And I got this from Abbie Emmons, and she has a great channel if you want to go check it out. But these are what she uses for her scene cards. Now, I don't know if she created it. I don't know where it originally came from or if she did or whatnot, but I just want to give credit where credit is due. I did not come up with this. I found this with Abbie Emmons. And so, but what this really does, and why I latched onto it when I first found it, was that you can really make sure that your chapters and scenes actually matter and have a progression. So you can think about the setup. Where does it start? Where are they at? What happened? Consider what happened before. Then you start adding your tension. Then it comes down to some kind of decision or crossroads, which gets figured out here. What's the outcome of all that? And then where's your new question? I don't think enough books actually ask these questions here. And so I think it's a really great thing to do. So you can just go through. So main character is walking along the road, and fill out the next part. A lone wolf shows up on the road, right? Fill out all that stuff. Once you filled it out, and again, this becomes just this huge long list of these are all of your chapters and outlines in the order that you want, and you basically end up creating this nice long outline. If you want to reference anything while you're working on this, so you can bring up on this little sidebar I've got where you can bring up your project reference. So you can either reference a project or you can reference a chapter. So like If I'm in book 2, then there might be some stuff from my book 1 that I want to reference. So if I click this, it brings it up into the side view, and I can look at the chapter outline for book 1. You can look at any of the world building stuff and the notes that you have for book 1, because maybe there's something in book 2 that you're referencing and you want to make sure you get the details right. You can close that side view, real nice. If you want to bring up book 3 and you're like, ooh, maybe you're coming up with book 2 and you have an idea, but then you're like, oh, that's not going to work in this, but that definitely could work in book 3. Well, you can bring that up. You can bring it up here. This one we haven't started as a new book, so let's call it new book. We'll call this book 3. And then say an idea for a chapter, boom, pop it in there. If you come up with an idea, you can pop it in here, or synopsis, or whatever, comes to you. You can reference those things. If you want to reference a chapter from before, so say if you're working on chapter 2 and you want to reference chapter 1 or something about chapter 1, you can come down here and all of the chapters from book 2 and any of your other projects show up here. So then I can click on this and it'll show me all that info as I'm working on this. You can even click new chapter, which is, I'd recommend using all of the templates within this. It works really well because this gives you all of your galleries for all of your characters and all your stuff. And as you're working on this, it gives you all this other information that you've been looking for. So if you it's basically just reference. And it's really a great way to make sure that you got everything that you need while you're coming up with your story. And then, of course, you have some world building reference. So you can go through, if you want to reference a world or you forget a character's eye color, you can come down to characters. Any of the characters that you kind of worked on, you can click on character 2, and anything that's connected to it, its description, history, ideas and notes, other things that character is connected to. If you really get in depth on your characters, then you have all of this stuff: hair color, eye color, skin color, height, weight, race, age, all these different things. So you can always bring up your character notes wherever you are during this brainstorming session and while you're outlining your story. Again, you can do this for anything. So if you are writing and you're like, oh, I got a group that I don't quite understand this group, and whatever, anything that you got in as groups, which we don't have anything in this demo version right now, would show up here. So again, really great way to work on this. So that's essentially how the outline section works. It's a really awesome feature. Again, this is an entire workflow. So if you haven't checked out any of the other videos about this before, this one's kind of a middle one. So I have an overview video you can check out, which is just kind of goes through the whole thing. And then I have one that goes through the dashboard view here, talks about what all of this is, because this does have a ability to do series and projects, all of your chapters, and really walk you through everything that you could possibly need to do any series or book that you want. Then you can go into your brainstorm view. We have another video on that talks about how this all works and is definitely worth a look. And then we have the outline. We're going to be coming up with videos also for world building and the writing sections, so stay tuned for those. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Writing Quest. I hope you learned something. Make sure to check out the description below. There's a link to get Storybook Master Novelist if you haven't already with promo code. So make sure you check that out if you haven't already. Make sure to also check out any of the other Quest YouTube channels. We have a bunch of YouTube channels in this family. We have Author Quest, we have Gamers Quest, and now we have Pokemon Quest that I do with my daughter. It's super fun, where we talk about anything Pokemon. So if you have Pokemon, if you love Pokemon stuff, that's where to go for that. If you love gaming, make sure to check out Mr. Legends on Gamers Quest. And then there's also Authors Quest, which has similar things to what we do here on Writing Quest, just different little takes. So definitely make sure to check out all of our YouTube channels. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Writing Quest. Huzzah!